Most gardeners treat May like a warm-up month. They poke around the soil, check the forecast one more time, and tell themselves they've got a little more time to figure it out. They don't. May is the hinge point of your entire growing season. And missing the window on these 7 crops doesn't mean you're planting late. It means you're not planting at all. Not this year. The heat shuts them down, the calendar runs out, and you spend August watching a gap in your garden where food should have been. So here's the system. 7 crops, hard deadlines, and the reason each one can't wait. Let's start with the crop that has the most precise timing requirement in the whole garden. Beans won't tolerate a cold start, and you can't get ahead of them with an indoor tray. There's no nursing a seedling through a cool night and transplanting it later. Beans go directly into the ground when the soil reaches 60 degrees Fahrenheit, and not before. That temperature is your signal to move, and in most growing zones, that signal is happening right now. Once that happens, you've got a short amount of time before the summer heat arrives and shuts down pod production entirely. Beans set pods in mild conditions, and once daytime temperatures push into the upper 80s and stay there, the flowers drop and nothing sets. Plant now and you get a full harvest before the heat peaks. Wait 3 weeks and you're looking at a handful of pods and a lot of empty vines. Direct sow them 2 inches deep, 6 inches apart, water them in, and don't touch them again until the first true leaves appear. That's genuinely all the intervention they need. No coddling, no checking every other day, no extra work. The soil temperature is your timer, and the beans will do the rest. But here's the thing about beans. They're just the beginning of your urgency list. The next crop on this list fools more gardeners into planting too late than almost anything else in the garden, and it does it by looking fast when it's actually anything but. Cucumbers are a long-season crop pretending to be a fast one. They germinate quickly, and they grow fast in warm soil, and that speed fools people into thinking they can be planted anytime the mood strikes. They can't. A cucumber plant needs 60 to 70 days of warm weather to move from seed to a productive harvest, and when you count backward from your first expected frost date, that timeline gets tight very quickly. In most of the country, planting in June already puts you right at the edge of what's possible. Planting in July is a gamble you'll lose. May is when you move, and it's a real opportunity. Sow them directly or set out transplants now, and they'll be producing steadily through July and August, right when you want them most. Plant them in full sun with something to climb. A simple trellis, a fence post, or wire strung between 2 stakes. It doesn't need to be complicated, it just needs to be there. Keep the soil consistently moist throughout the season, because dry soil during fruit development is what gives you bitter cucumbers, and consistent moisture is what gives you crisp ones. And if you think cucumbers sound demanding about timing, wait until you hear what happens when you play it casual with the next one on this list. Summer squash and zucchini are the fastest producers in most gardens. Seed to harvest in 50 days, and that number makes people careless. They think 50 days means they can plant in June and still come out ahead, and technically they're right that they'll get squash. A squash plant stressed by heat during its first weeks of growth slows down and stalls instead of growing the way it should. Plant in May, give it a strong start in warm but not brutal conditions, and it'll reward you with more than you can eat from mid-July through September. Plant in June, and you're shortening that run by 5 to 6 weeks, and you'll feel that gap every time you check the garden. You'll still get squash, just not nearly enough of it. Now the next crop on this list is the one every gardener thinks they have figured out, and it's also the one that costs them the most yield when they get it slightly wrong. Tomatoes are the most planted vegetable in the home garden, and they're also the most mistimed. Most gardeners put them in too early because they're eager, the transplant looks healthy, and the days are getting longer. But tomatoes planted into soil that hasn't reached 60 degrees yet don't take off. They sit there and stall while the roots struggle to establish in cold ground. You lose 2 to 3 weeks of growth right at the start of the season, and you never fully get those weeks back. Late May is the sweet spot in most growing zones. The soil is genuinely warm, the nights have settled, and a tomato transplant put in the ground now will take off fast and build the root structure it needs to carry a full summer of production. Set them deep. Bury the stem up to the lowest set of leaves, because tomatoes form roots all along the buried stem. And a deeper root system means a more productive plant all season long. The difference between a tomato planted correctly in late May and one rushed into cold soil in early May isn't a few days of harvest. It's weeks of production at the back end of the season when the fruit is heaviest and the plants are at their peak. And if tomatoes are the crop that rewards patience at the start, the next one on this list is the crop where the math is so unforgiving that most gardeners don't even realize they've already missed it. Sweet corn needs a long, uninterrupted run of warm weather, 70 to 90 days depending on the variety, and that number doesn't change no matter what you do. Count it backward from your first fall frost, and you'll quickly see why May isn't just the best time to plant corn. It's often the only time to plant it and still guarantee a harvest. Corn is also a heavy feeder and a heavy drinker, pulling nitrogen from the soil aggressively while needing consistent moisture throughout the entire growing period. That moisture demand becomes especially critical during the period when the tassels appear and pollination happens. A dry week during pollination gives you ears with missing kernels, and nothing you do after that point fixes it. The crop rewards gardeners who get it in the ground on time and stay attentive through that critical pollination period. Give it the space it needs, at least 3 feet between rows with plants spaced every 12 inches. And don't crowd it trying to squeeze in extra yield. Plant it too late and you're not just risking a smaller harvest. You're risking a crop that doesn't finish before the cold shuts everything down. But if corn is a crop of math and margins, the next one on this list is a crop of patience, and patience that only pays off if you start on time. Peppers are the slow builders of the vegetable garden. They take their time, they need warmth to establish, and they need warm nights and warm soil to set fruit consistently throughout the season. They also need a long season, often 100 days or more from transplant to full production for many varieties, which means every week you delay is a week you're cutting from the productive end of your harvest. If your pepper transplants aren't in the ground by late May, your production run gets compressed into a narrow band in August and September, and you'll feel that compression every time you check the plant. You'll get peppers, but you won't get the long, steady harvest that starts in July and produces all the way through October. Set transplants into the ground in late May, after the soil has genuinely warmed, not seeds, but transplants, because peppers planted into cold soil don't die. They just stop growing entirely until conditions improve. Every week they spend sitting dormant in cold soil is a week subtracted from your harvest at the other end of the season. Get your peppers in the ground in late May with warm soil and hardened-off transplants, and you'll have the longest harvest window they've ever given you. Now, the last crop on this list is one that catches most gardeners off guard because it seems like it has no business being on a May planting list at all. Winter squash, butternut, acorn, delicata, spaghetti squash, planted in May. That feels wrong to most people because winter squash is a fall crop and planting it in spring seems like a mistake. But it takes 80 to 100 days to mature, and when you do that math, everything clicks into place. Plant in May and you're harvesting in August and September, right on schedule. Plant in June and you're harvesting in September and October, if a frost doesn't arrive first. Plant in July and you're almost certainly racing a frost you won't beat. The name is the problem. Winter squash isn't named for when you plant it. It's named for when you eat it because the dense, sweet flesh keeps through the winter months in a way that summer squash never does. But to get that fall and winter storage crop, you've got to start it now, not in June when it feels more logical. Give each plant 6 feet in every direction and don't apologize for the space. Winter squash sprawls aggressively and it earns every square foot it takes up. Here's what all 7 of these crops have in common. They're not flexible. Most vegetables will tolerate a week or 2 of variance, adjusting to an early start or a late one without much complaint. These 7 have their growth tied directly to soil temperature, day length, and the length of warm season remaining. And when you miss those deadlines, the timing stops working in your favor. That's not a gardening philosophy. That's just how the calendar works. And the gardeners who treat these deadlines as suggestions are the ones who spend September wondering why their harvest came up short. Get them in the ground this week if you can, and definitely before the end of May. And once they're in, the next question most gardeners don't think about until it's too late is what comes after the first harvest. That's exactly what the next video covers in the succession planting system that keeps your garden producing food all the way until frost, not just through July. It's on the screen now and it's worth watching before your first crop comes in. I'll see you over there.